Hey friend, Roger Christofferson here again with another Overlooked Gems. If you want to listen to somebody babble about overlooked music that he absolutely loves, you came to the right place because I'm going to babble my butt off on this one. I'm talking about the band Blue Tears and their debut album called Blue Tears. This one, it's just so weird how I found this band. I was like the drummer, keyboardist, it was a keyboardist that was in the band that I was in. His girlfriend bought this cassette, and he listened to it, obviously, and he just told me one day, dude, you got to check this thing out. I think he dubbed a copy of it for me, because we're all poor back then, and couldn't afford to buy, everything. There's no internet back in those days. So, we dubbed each other stuff and just passed them back and forth. And this is one that he gave me, and I was blown away. It was just, that's the style of music that we were like really into back then. It was kind of like a hard rock, but very catchy. I don't want to say AOR because that makes it sound light, because this was like rock and stuff. It was like, had that crunch to it, but it was also super catchy. Almost Bon Jovi-ish, but maybe more like a heavy Bon Jovi. That's kind of how I viewed it. And it's just like one of those ones. I don't think there's a clunker on it. It's one of my favorite albums from like back in that time frame. This came out in '90, and they made a couple albums after this. And unfortunately, the singer, guitarist, main songwriter, Greg Fulkerson, unfortunately had passed away. I think it was in late 2009 or something like that. I can't remember. And April 14th of 2009. I actually did a little research on this one because I wanted to see if there was anything I knew I was missing about the guys in this band, because I didn't recognize the names. I remember Greg Fulkerson because I had gotten an album by Michael Sweet, his first one, Michael Sweet's first like solo album, when he like just kind of like went more in the AOR style. He had Greg Fulkerson was in his band and involved in that. I remember that from back in the day and thinking that album was really cool. That one didn't hold up quite as well in my ears, but this one sure has. Unfortunately, the production on this one has definitely got the 80s production. It's a little bit thin and like the over processed in the vocal part, but Greg Fulkerson's got a really cool vocal style. He doesn't have super high range, although he does have like a good range. He doesn't do all the falsetto high stuff, but he's got a cool range within his full voice, which is what he sings in. But he's got this cool style of singing, and he's got a good feel to his singing. It's not any of that weird 80s stuff where people tried to make their voices sound kind of strange. It's got a real sounding voice with real emotion in his voice, and that's kind of thing that always drew me into this. And the songs are fun. I mean, it starts with a song called "Rockin' on the Radio." It's not anything that's lyrically going to be groundbreaking, but it's just a fun song, and it doesn't sound like, these guys didn't sound like anybody else. I know I made the Bon Jovi comparison there, but not really. They just had the big choruses like Bon Jovi had. They didn't sound like them, but Bon Jovi has the sing-along choruses that just are meant to be sung along with. That's kind of like how I view these guys, and they're just big, fun songs, and they're ballads. There's a couple ballads on here that just like are, it's just unbelievable these guys didn't get bigger. It's like, that's why I do this, because I talk about these guys that should have been bigger. Of course, 90, that's right before the whole grunge thing. I think these guys that came out a couple years earlier, that they would have seen like more success, but unfortunately grunge came in and killed everybody's good music. Did I say that loud? Sorry. Anyway, so I know I got some bad comments for that one, but I like grunge, but I like this music too. I wish they could have existed like together without one overtaking the other, but that's not what happened. A couple of the other highlights on this one: "Crush," the second song, a killer song, just big. I could crank that song up. If it's one of those albums you put on, you hear this, you just got to have it loud the whole time. It's meant to be listened to that way. Blue Tears, it's like one of these songs. It's got the band name in the song. Really cool song. Anyway, it's got that, like I said, that gut wrenching type vocal to it. And a song I hear called "Innocent Kiss," which was a song I actually had heard because I picked it up in Tim Carr, I think was the artist's name. I picked it up in like a budget bin, like Ames department store, because I just take chances on everything. I still look good, I buy it. And he sang this song on that album, so I'd heard it before. So when I heard this, I was like, oh, hey, that's different. I think these guys do it great. Tim Carr's version's a little bit more bluesy rock. These guys kind of made it a little bit more rock. If that makes any sense. And there's a couple songs. I think "Racing with the Moon's" got the woes in it, which kind of like a little bit of a reference to the Bon Jovi thing there. Still, it's like the only band I can even think that even comes close to sounding like these guys, even though they don't sound like Bon Jovi. And there's this song "True Romance" on here. Is another one of those cool gut wrenching vocals he does, but the rest of it are just cool rock songs too. Only 10 songs on here, but really, that's all you need. I like this, the perfect length, 44 minutes. It's just one of those perfect albums, I think. So, anyway, that's my little rant on this one. Check it out. These guys are always, the ones I talk about, they're always just worth checking out. I mean, they're not going to be everybody's favorites, I get. But if you're like in the style of any of the things I just mentioned there, I think you're going to like this one. I'm sure they're on like Spotify or YouTube or whatever. You can always find this stuff out there somewhere. Give it a listen. If you can still find the album somewhere, go pick it up, whatever. These guys deserve some love, I think. So, anyway, tell me what you think in the comments down below. If there's anything else, this guy, there's some other projects he did too that I didn't mention. Greg Fulkerson, that is. If I could say the name right. Fulkerson. There's another band he did, Apartment 53, I think, maybe. I don't know. I'm kind of like... I should do more research on this stuff before I start talking, but I just don't. So, anyway... This is the band I want to talk about. This is the band you want to check out. As always, like, share, and subscribe to keep the music alive, because this is the one band that I think everybody should at least give one listen to. And until next time, see ya.